Welcome. We'll be starting in just a minute. Just turning off my phone. Welcome. If you have any questions or thoughts, feel free to add them in the chat. We'll be starting in about 3 to 4 minutes. I invite you to find a quiet place and turn off notifications and maybe light a candle, grab a journal, or just sit quietly and begin to slow down and arrive. Welcome, I'm Deborah Leanne, and this is the dark of the new moon. The dark of the moon is a time to, I guess, just be with. That's what I'm calling it. Be with all of the lessons and shadows and what I used to think were the dark side or the less attractive side of myself, and actually allow those shadows to come forth and see the light. And we'll talk a little bit more about that and as we get started in about 2 minutes. Welcome. I am Deborah Leanne, and I am inviting you to join me for a dark of the moon contemplation. And I realize that this is more of me facilitating. My voice is going to be heard. Hi, and thanks for the hearts. And I want to invite you to feel free to type any questions, concerns, thoughts in the chat as they might arrive. And I'll be sure to attend to those, if not in the middle, because we might be in the middle of contemplation. It might be a little bit afterwards. So we're going to drop in. And I invite you to do this by really noticing how much you can slow down. See if you can actually feel gravity holding you feeling the lower half of your body relaxing into the chair, the floor, whatever you're sitting on, feeling your legs and feet being drawn into the earth. And the reason for this is we spend so much time up and out in our minds or in our spiritual land or outside of our bodies, even managing other people. And what we want to do is to bring that back, claim all of that energy and bring it back in for ourselves. So we call it all back and we allow ourselves to slow down to the point where our breath is long and deep. And see if you can't breathe in through the nose and exhale through the mouth. But allowing your inhale to go all the way down into your belly. And actually, if you close your eyes, I will, because it supports my ability to feel more deeply. Allow the breath to go all the way down and actually out your feet. And imagine that your feet are doing the breathing, taking in the energy and sustenance from the earth and then exchanging. And then we actually can use this process of earthing, if you will, grounding, to send out anxiety or anger or anything that we don't really want to hang out with right now. And breathe in more of now. Expanding our awareness and our ability to turn on our, as the shamans say, I think it's 18,000 eyes that are in every direction all around us. And that is a whole different ballgame than using our human eyeballs to look and see what we only can see in front of us. So really tuning in to see if we can put in these sensors that are extending out in all directions, behind us, below us, above us, to all sides. And allow them to be our watchtower, our watch guard, our protection, so that we don't have to worry about that. There's nothing that we need to protect or control or agree to in this moment except for just being here. And the dark of the moon is a great time to slow down and feel what is wanting to come forth. Because in a few hours or a day and a half or so now, the new moon will come about, which supports the opening to something new. So if we can imagine, what is it that we deeply desire? If you put a hand on your belly with your thumb in your belly button and your rest of your fingers cupping around your belly, and another hand on your heart, and really ask, what is it that wants to come through me? And for me, it always feels like, well, I've asked for this before, or it didn't happen last time I wanted that, or I desired that, or I felt this imminent change happening within. And what I'm learning, the key or the theme I keep hearing through this last day or so, these last hours, have been about patience. And really dropping into honesty about what has been in the way for me allowing that to come now. and noticing where I may have pushed away what I thought I wanted so much because I was afraid of it or didn't think I could handle it or was in the way of something. So, where I want to invite you is to feel into what is it that you have maybe given up on, a growth goal, a dream of becoming a next chapter version of you. And honestly, recognizing where have I been waiting for someone else to do that or be that or give it to me or open the door for me and then getting resentful or whatever. So just asking and being fully honest, was I pushing something away by not believing in it, by giving up on it? And the third piece is perseverance. So we've talked about the patience of what we used to call the dark night of the soul. And what I'm asking you to sit with and be with in all of your honesty and compassion as well, in noticing, do I still want that? Maybe there's something bigger, and really drop into the depth of the desire. Our belly knows, our gut always guides us. So if I were honest with myself, I would say that I haven't been tuning in, that I rationalized or I tried to make my dream fit into some kind of self perceived image versus really opening to maybe something that was potentially much bigger than I could even imagine. Do I still want that? Yes. Yes, says my heart and my belly. What is your heart and belly asking for you to become, to grow into, to step into, to allow, to receive, to be in the flow of the divine design that the universe has for you and for me? And the final piece to this, in terms of perseverance, is what do I need right now to support this, to open the door, to keep it open, to keep the faith, to keep the trusting in self and the universe that I am going in the right direction. There is no wrong direction. And I have every right to desire what I desire. And just open and soften, because that's where the magic happens. When we open and soften and allow the beauty of what wants to come forth for us to be there. So, my questions for you have been around, where have you been impatient? Where have you put your dreams, goals, ideas of where you think you should be by this time, by this date? What kind of deadline have you put on yourself and your dreams and your goals and your desires? And where possibly have you been less than honest? And I'll give you a clue around that, because one of the ways that I have learned that I have been wanting something in a relationship, I've wanted something and I wanted him to give me something. And what I finally realized is, oh my goodness, I want to give that to me. I will open and ask for that divine quality from a higher source. And once I've done that, it opens the door for me to realize, ah, why am I asking for that from someone else when I can self parent, self lead, and self supply, if you will, from the divine or my connection to source? And so once I learned that I was what I so wanted and needed in my relationship was available for the asking when I sat in meditation the other day and I was filled with that quality, that beautiful divine love quality. And it made a magnetism kind of flow all around me, which was so beautiful because the rest of the day was like that. I had 3 surprise phone calls and beautiful reconnections with people and more love, so much more love and connection because I was open to it. I softened to it versus being in that constricted, hardened space of you need to give this to me. So that was my honesty of opening into, hmm, where am I in the way of that? I was the one that was blocking it. And there's no one that I need to be looking outside to give me that. It was a big wake up call. And so I'm asking for you to think in terms of what is it that you feel is missing in your life that you were so wanting if someone would just give you that, things could be good. And would you be willing to ask your higher self or source or the universe or God or whoever you call your divine connection to give you that, to fill you up with that quality? And that's what I feel that this dark of the moon has been about. It was a reckoning, it was a coming back home for me. And I invite you to sit for the next few minutes and come back home to what is it you truly desire. And where might you be blocking that from happening right now or soon? Thank you. Thank you for being a part of this with me and enjoy every time we hit one of these nights where it's, you know, no moon in the sky and the stars are bright. There's still light. It's just a different kind of light. It's a softer light. And it reminds me to slow down and soften. So let's be patient and honest and continue in our persevering. We have every right to want what we want and to become who we are becoming. Thank you for all that you are doing in the world. We need each and every one of us to shine our light and to lead to, through, and for the change that is happening right now on our planet and beyond. Take excellent care. Thank you.